Hello friends, welcome back to RKG Gurukul. I am Raj Kamal Gupta. Let's continue the series of data structure. In last video, we discussed about various time complexity function of an algorithm. In this video, we will discuss different type of asymptotic notation. The efficiency of an algorithm depend on the amount of time, storage and other resources required to execute the algorithm. The efficiency is measured with the help of asymptotic notations. An algorithm may not have same performance for different type of input. With the increase in input size, the performance will also change. To study the change in performance of an algorithm with the change in order of input size is defined as asymptotic notation. So basically, asymptotic notation is to study the performance of an algorithm. In other words, we say that asymptotic notations are mathematical notations used to describe the running time of an algorithm. For example, in insertion sort, when the input array is already sorted, the time taken by algorithm is linear. That is our best case. But when the input array is in reverse order, the algorithm takes maximum time, that is quadratic, to sort the element. That is the worst case of the insertion sort. But when the input array is neither sorted nor in reverse order, then it's take average time. The duration are denoted using asymptotic notations. So there are mainly three types of asymptotic notation. First one is called as big O notation. Second one is called as big omega notation. And third one is called as theta notation. So these are the representation of these notations. Big O notations can be represented with big O, omega notations representation and theta representation. So let's start with big O notation. So let's start with big O notation. What is big O notation? We say that if we are going to analyze an algorithm, we will get a time complexity function f of n, and we have 8 different general functions, that is called as function growth, linear, constant, logarithmic, quadratic, cubic. These are general functions. So we say that a function f of n is said to be in big O of Gn if there exist positive constants c and n naught such that this f of n should be less than equal to c into Gn for all value of n greater than n naught. What does it mean? Actually, if this is our function f of n, we have taken a g of n with respect to this fn such that the value of c into Gn is always going to be greater than this f of n. That means the limit of this f of n is not going to cross for this c into Gn. That means that this is the upper bound of this f of n. So we say that big O notation is also as a upper bound. Let's take some example, big O notations example. If our f of n is 2 into n square, so can we represent 2 into n square in the form of order of n square? Let's check that. If we represent 2 into n square in the form of order of n square, so you have to take some constant c so that 2 into n square should be less than equal to c into n square. That means if we take c greater than equal to 2, then this value will always 2n square will always less than c into n square for all n greater than 1. So yes, we can represent 2 into n square into the form of big O notation of n square. Similarly, in second example, if f of n is equal to n square, so if f of n is equal to n square, so we can take c is equal to 1 or more than 1, and for n naught 1, so this c into n square will always give the greater value than n square. So we can represent n square into the form of big O of n square. Let's take another example. If I have a polynomial function written in this form, 1000 n cube plus 500 n square plus 20n plus 5, can we represent this is in form of big O notation? So if we take c is equal to 1001 and n naught is 2, that means c into n cube, c into g of n cube will always give the result greater than this value for all n greater than 2. So if this give the greater value, then we can represent this polynomial function in the form of n cube, order of n cube, big O of n cube. So let's start the second topic, second notation, that is called as big omega notation, also called as lower bound. So what is that? Big omega notation is just reverse of big O notation. Big O notation gives upper bound, big omega notation gives us lower bound. That means if we have any f of n, we have taken g of n with respect to this f of n. For constant c and n naught, this c into gn will always give the lower value than this of f of n. Then we say that we can represent f of n in the form of big omega notation of gn. So what is the formal definition? F of n can be represented in the form of big O notation of gn if there exists some positive constant c and n naught such that for all value of n greater than n naught, f of n should be greater than c into gn. So let's take the example of big O notation. Let's take the example of big O notation. I have taken n square plus n. Can we represent this in the form of n square? Big O notation, big omega notation of n square. So yes, if we